Hello? Hello? Hey everybody. What's up? I think my volume is down actually. Let me check. Microsoft does cool things. Let's see, volume. Sound mixer items. Sound mixer options. Output device. Volume. System sounds. Microphone. Microphone sound settings. Microphone. Microphone privacy. Microphone sound settings. Yeah. Thank you, Microsoft. You're the best. So what's up? Sup. Alright, Rabid is here. We are streaming. Pawnda Rapid, last chance practice tournament for me before next Monday I start my tournament for reals. We got the worst possible draw, of course. I am extremely lucky. Tournament organizer actually apologized to me because it was really random and I got the worst possible draw for next week's tournament. Hello. Alright, a little later I'll show you guys this. Once we get this thing underway. I have a little cold. I have to say, I felt weirdly tired today. Alright, first Saturday, GM, no. Zugla Koopa, no. Sax Jula, no. Come on, bro. In more than 7 days, starting to know. In less than 7 days. In the next 7 days, starting tournaments. Thank you for the good grammar. And there it is. Alright, 1 week GM. Check this out. Check it out, man. Hey, check it out, man. Check it out, Wendy. Worst possible pairings you can get. Black against the 2 strongest players in the first 2 rounds. Is that even legal? Copy. Anyway. Hello, Tezake. I start my tournament next Monday. Pairings were made already. So we can start preparing. I've got Ukrainian Grandmaster in round 1. And Indian Grandmaster in round 2. Black in both games. So at least the rest of the tournament will be fun. I don't care, man. I'm whatever. I'm fine with whatever color against whoever I have. I am totally unpredictable. Alright. I've got like a Chinese teaspoon and like a giant, I don't know what this is, for coffee. What's up? Guys, we're hosting Pawnda Rapid here, starting in 9 minutes. Starting in 9 minutes. Pawnda Rapid. Tuesday is the new Wednesday. No, today is just for this week. Next week there's no stream. Just be warned, guys. We need you to donate. We're gonna need to ask everyone to donate at least another $119. Maybe we can hit it this week. Please donate. I can't work next week. I'll be busy battling in the Grandmaster tournament coming up. Alright, weekly training tournament for Pawnda team. People just aren't used to me streaming on Wednesday night. But I had another I had another, what do we call it, activity last night. I had to switch Tuesday and Wednesday night around, which is fine. Do have a cold, little cold. It's not bad. What's up, Pawnda? Your ear is kind of depressed, literally. I am Pandaro is in the tournament appropriately. Okay, so far we have Sparkle Horse, International Master, Dimitar, who's new. Be nice to them. I am Pandaro, appropriate name for the Pawnda Rapid, Acerbate, and Pyrat. Alright guys, 8 minutes to go. Let's do this. I didn't have any coffee this morning because I slept in, and it's just like very weird to go most of the day without any coffee. I might have like a withdrawal or something. I feel better now. Who is Bruce A. Moon? Oms is here. 2215, 2218. Great. That's 2 titled players. Great to see you. Stefan. From Germany, candidate master of FIDE. And long-time participant in my stream. These days, rarely, but good to see him. Alright guys, I'm gonna just leave the window here for a minute while I open the window, the real window. I think I have a cold because I'm like real temperature sensitive. I either feel like too hot or too cold all the time. If I'm 1 minute like too cold and I try to turn on the heater, I'm like boiling. And if I open the window, then I'm freezing. Guys, we have a tournament next week. 1 week GM tournament here in Budapest. I've got 1 week tournament, nine rounds in 6 days. It's literally not a week, but 6 days, and then the Hungarian Team Championship, like bookending it on the end. So I'm playing 10 classical tournament games, starting next Monday through Sunday every day. Total of 10 games. If you play 10 games 7 days, you must have 3 double rounds, which are my favorite. I love double rounds. Round 1 afternoon, Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Monday morning. A little later I'll share the link with you guys, but right now I've got the tournament link posted up. So what's up? Tazek is here, Acerbate's here. Nobody expects me to be streaming on Wednesday night. What's the problem? Welcome! Sparkle Horse, Arms, Dimitar, Pandaro, Acerbate, Fado Pasa, Que Pasa, and Pyrat. What is that? What is that? I can't tell what that is. His symbol. But anyway. No big deal. What's up, guys? Bing! I'm going to pause here for a second. Okay. Acerbate just tipped $25. Yes. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Community spirit. We're up to 466, sort of. I also had another donation off meter, so we can consider it, you know, settled. And we're almost there. Just a little further to go, and we'll reach our 500 goal. Aspi, thank you. Just a little lunch money. Lunch money so we can go and do the tournament, and then we'll be back to normal schedule the following week. So I'm playing 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 1, 2, 3. That doesn't make sense. There is no 31. Wait. It's February. 26, 27, 28, 29. It's a leap year. 26, 27, 28, 29. Leap year. And then 1, 2, 3. Right. All right. So on the 4th, March the 4th, I'll be back. Actually, I'll be streaming March the 3rd. Streaming March the 3rd. I have a cold. What's up, Uber driver? Better behave yourself today. Uber driver in the tournament. Great to see you. Euron is here with the fist. I'm just getting geared up for my next week tournament. Starting next Monday. So 9-round tournament plus Hungarian Team Championship. The following Sunday we will stream. So the next stream back, well, we've got the stream this week. We've got a stream Friday. Tomorrow night, Thursday night is analysis stream. Friday morning, blitz stream. Sunday night, simul stream. Then bam, Monday I'm playing. No stream from Monday through Saturday next week, and then we'll be back with a post tournament simul stream next. So we won't miss any simul streams. Next Sunday. Oh, the Marvel superheroes. Chess Riddle, and I don't know why I want to call you Chess Riddler all the time. It's weird. We've been through this already, I know, but I have a sponge like brain. I forget. It's something like you're the Riddler on lichess, but not on Twitch. A Marvel superheroes fan. Okay. So we got 20 seconds. Tournament starting. Nice. 10 players. Nefedov is... Wow, Nefedov? Whoa. Nefedov rating. Nefedov rating growth. 2167. Nefedov is now the 3rd seed in the tournament. Well, Sun Prism just jumped in. We got 2 players wanting to join. Rihan. Oh, that's good. And Maxim. Maxim is okay. Rihan, not so much. Damn it. Let's start solid. This is a Swiss, so there's no berserking. Guys, thanks for being subscribers. Uber driver, are you still a subscriber? Do you remember your account password? Oh, shit. There goes my center. Rip. You tell me you don't play the Scotch? Oh my god. That's fine, dude. We already played this. Where's right. Knight f6, knight c3, bishop b4. No, bishop g4. Bishop g4, knight c3, bishop b4. I really need to study this, but I mean, no one actually plays this with white, except for like Velimirovich, and he's dead. What's that? Oh man. Can't believe there's a fruit fly in my freaking room. Why do I have to play Sung Prism in the first round? Seriously, dude. The guy, like, is the player who uses the least time. I'm not warmed up. He played me on, like, was it Monday as well? First thing in the morning? Why can't I get, like, a normal pace player? Like, I feel rushed. God damn it. Could have been anyone else, you know, but why the one player who uses no time? Oh, is this an Alpin? It's hard, no, it looks like an Alpin, but I haven't played C5. It's whatever it is, the Goring Gambit. Boring Gambit. The Goring is not boring. So check, knight C3, I'm supposed to do that, right? I guess. Queenside castles. Yeah. No. Don't do that. Don't lead me down the garden path. See, I'm already confused. Understand. I don't know that I was supposed to play this way. But it's also a French exchange. Can I play like knight and ge7 castles? No. Bishop takes f3. Bishop takes f3. Queen c4. It's not right. The knight's not supposed to be on c6, is it? I'm getting murdered in my bed here. Don't give out specific variations, chess riddle, while we're playing. Let's not like this is not like an analysis stream, you know. We're playing in this game. What's this? Wow. All right. You guys can discuss variations, but nothing that is like gonna influence play in the current position. So now Wade gave away like all of his advantage for no reason. I'm not sure the way I played that was right. I don't think the way I played that was right. This position is like really, I would think, pretty equal. Some person doesn't listen to my... Anyway, I'm not here to lecture you guys on how to play. This is a tournament. Alright. Where to put the knight, though, might be important. Where to put everything. Where to put other pieces. Knight e7. Hello? I'm not blocking my f-pawn. I would argue that knight f6 is the standard move in such a position, but protecting this might be useful. Man, I'm like thirsty. Didn't think it was a secret, pal. Hey, watch you calling pal. Why don't you try sire? Pal is at least better than sir. Alright, knight e7, or it's also better than... what is it that they say? What's the other word? Americans tend to do boss. That's like dismissive. Boss is bad. That's really not good. Now we have a couple of options. How about bishop d6? What's wrong with bishop d6? Brewski, the big brewski. Familiar refrain here. I'm done trying to influence how Sung Prism appreciates or approaches the game. I'm no longer gonna like give him suggestions to take his time or anything like that. I think I misremembered the variation, and there's no way that what he did with bishop takes c6 check, queen e2 is good. On the plus side, his position is still okay, but he has like really no chances of playing for a win the way he would. And well, I mean, it's not in the spirit of this variation either. You know what I mean? You're playing this like really aggressive gambit, and then you're like wimping out and trading everything down. Okay, I mean, no, it's a weird approach, but both sides shouldn't lose this position, you know. My other move there, I think, is king d7. Now, this is an interesting move, king f3. I usually reserve that for really bad moves, but I don't think it's necessarily bad. Gotta hold the line here. What am I gonna do? There's a stupid fruit fly. Jesus Christ. I have to move back to my old apartment, guys. And it's gonna be great. Moving, it feels so retarded to like. It is. I mean, move and then and then you move back to your old apartment. So you moved twice, and you've gone nowhere. But the point I'm making is that we're gonna be getting nostalgia, like ambulance. The best thing about my old apartment was the ambulance noises. We even have an emote because of the ambulance sounds. Script alt. Scripchenko. Guys, join our tournament. It's not too late. The other thing is with like Sun Prism as my opponent, I can never like take the time to go to the bathroom or something. All right, move to England. Oh man, do you have any like food banks near you? Furniture bank. I heard the economy is. No, I heard. No, I heard the economy is that bad in the UK. I guess. No. I don't need to move anywhere. I'm stuck with my problem here. I wish I could move to somewhere. Yeah. All right. This reminds me of a game I was just analyzing with one of my students a little. F5. F5. And this is exciting. Rook E8. I don't really want to trade both rooks. I don't have a problem with trading one rook. If I want to win, I think I probably want to keep a set of rooks on the board. But a trade of a single rook might limit, really both sides' direct attacking chances. This is kind of a dogmatic move by the opponent. Rook D1, but okay. Fine. Brexit means Brexit. Yeah. I can't wait to find out who the next UK Prime Minister will be. It's like a revolving door. But I'm not, whatever. Hungary is terrible politically. The UK is terrible politically. The United States is a joke politically. What country doesn't have a political joke? How about knight takes c3? It's possible. Taking with the king is out of the question. The other way I get double isolated pawns. So this move seems like a good freaking idea. And it's equal. But we do upgrade his pawn structure slightly. Pawn structure upgrade. Arsenal fan, what's up? Not the worst double isolated pawns. No. I agree, Arsenal fan. Welcome. Those isolated pawns were doable. But I'm playing for a win. In this position, quote unquote, playing for a win. I think I'm holding the double isolated pawns are a draw at best, probably. Should be a draw. But there's still a lot of pawns on the board. Pawndas. Where we could just here's more rook training in games for Sladgie. I have less pawn weaknesses. There are 2 open files on the board, ladies and gentlemen. What about another move? Maybe instead of rook b1, I should have played rook b5. How about that, bro? Broski. I feel like I should just offer a draw. I mean, even though maybe I can outplay him in this rook ending, it's almost like dirty to play for a win here. Because Sun Prism's only weakness is his endgame. But is he threatening me? No. Alright, I could play rook b5. What does it do? What doesn't it do? This is an exciting game, huh? This is why I live to play e4, e5. Do not rush. Shereshevsky, rule number 1 of the end games. He played h4 voluntarily. Interesting move. Maybe I should comply. Comply with regulations. Don't like him getting more space, you know. We are required by law to state that Brexit requires us to comply with state regulations on rook endgames. That's a lot of pawn moves you got there. We're starting to see a lot of pawn moves. This kind of player. What are you saying about Sun Prism? Be nice now. Alright. Arsenal fan, what's up? Are you playing? Part of the game. The active rook. Yeah, don't say active king. I have every right. I have my rights. The right to play for mate. I have the right to remain silent. There's no time to play this position. Well, I just have to play practically. By the way, I got my draw for the GM tournament next week, and really good news. Really freaking good news. Black in first 2 rounds against the 2 strongest players in the tournament. It's a standard round robin thing. When you've got, it's like been around, I guess, since the Stone Age. Like someone has to get, I don't know why, I'm not a mathematician. Somebody like has to get 2 blacks in a row. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. Emoticon chess. I'm playing in a category 7 or something. Category 6. 2386 average. Well, that's a neat move. That is a neat move you've got there. Cannot win the pawn. Not winning the freaking pawn. It's unbelievable. Maybe this is a draw now. That's really annoying. Didn't you like about d5? I don't know. c5, d5 check. His pawn's protected on c5. That's what I didn't like about it. I mean, you were good in the opening, really. Breaking news: draw and rook endgame end up being a draw. Well, breaking news: my opponent isn't really known for his love of endgames. Sorry about the fan. Goodbye, Arsenal fan. Take care, man. Say hi to Mrs. Arsenal for me. It was like the longest round one game ever. One of these things. Easy draw. Thank you. Always good to display the old rook and king versus king technique. All right. Oh my god, I made the tournament rated. Oh my god. Can I change that? Can we change it now that it started? Whoa. Alright, I got my points and now I'm changing the tournament to unrated. Shit. Sorry about that. It wasn't meant to be rated. It was an accident. I'm sorry for anyone who lost points. If I had known, I would have been nervous. Oh shit. Ignorance is bliss. No wonder he was playing so hard for a draw. You know what I mean? Like, my tournaments are never rated. And it was like, it felt like he was almost like really, really concretely playing for a draw. Wow. Yeah, that, not very pleasant. What do we got here? 2 join requests. No games. Night Owl. Okay, Night Owl is okay. The other one doesn't have enough games. Oh my god. Close the window. I'm sorry. Close the window. Oh, can't wait to see new blogs. Now, you gotta see the latest. Someone's advertising one of their tournaments in the blogs. That's really just... They're gonna have to get rid of blogs. If people start using it as like a means of advertising their like random tournaments. I can't wait for block. How do you block the blogs? How do you block the blogs? Are you serious? Can I block it from showing up on my freaking screen? Oh, you block Origin. Move 11 says something about that. You block Origin. Blogs are disgusting. How is the team called? Pawnda and Horses Club. All right, Uber driver. Please don't use ad blockers. They are unethical. The Ball Stream leader recommends it. Almost everything is unethical, but I don't know if I agree with that. Why are ad blockers unethical? Seriously? I don't want to know why ad blockers are unethical. G-Souts is not really a human. They're an AI and an AI bot, and so they're hurt by the idea of other AI bots getting blocked or something. God help us, man. Don't do this hippo shit. All of my opponents are like obsessed with something. Playing too fast. Fine. Hippo shit. He said the S word. You're pretty much going to like Blatney level, where one day you play normal openings, and then the next day you're like playing B3 every single game. You just come on. You just gave up on playing normal openings. No, I don't know. Uber driver, it's not ethical to play the hippo every game with both colors. That kills one of your hippos. Well, there was something about cocaine hippo. No? Cocaine hippos in Colombia. Yeah, we figured that out, Eskimo. Eskimo. Eskimo the Eskimo. Ugh. Here we go. Dude, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why do you have to play this crap? Why? Life is too short to play crap. But F4. F4, I don't know. I want to play H for H6. Of course, F4 is playable. If F4, black has to try to maybe meet me halfway. I've never played exactly like this before. Polar native. I prefer the term polar native. Native polarists. Is the PC way of referring to Native Americans in polar regions. They prefer polar native. I mean, what is Inuit anyway? Is that like... That's an Eskimo word. Eskimo, sorry. A native polar region or region person word. What are the languages? Language, Sladgie. What is Inuit language? Intuition. Didn't really hesitate on the F5 there, did he? Now the moment of truth. Well, it's a nice king side you've got there. Very imposing. You think Eskimo means meat eater? Yeah, I don't really run into a lot of Inuits in my day-to-day dealings, so I've never insulted anyone. But you can call me a meat eater if you want. You could call me meat eater, beef eater. I wouldn't be insulted. Alright, anyway. Do we have any more joiners? Leave site. Open new window. I hate that ghost requesting. Whenever I admit someone to the team, it like stays up there for like an hour, and I keep thinking like there's someone else that wants to join the team. Can they get rid of that bug? Is that hard to get rid of? They're gonna have to do away with blogs. I'm so happy. I'm surprised if they both like let the blogs be as it is. I mean, actually, the blogs wouldn't bother me if it wasn't for those like those AI generated pictures on every frame being on the homepage. It's gross. I'm surprised he lets that fly. It's a matter of time. I mean, this advertising bullet tournaments by blog is gonna ruin it for everybody. I think the days of lichess blogs are limited. Hurry up and create your stupid blog about wow, the French exchange variation before they get. Dude, look at this move. Is that right, master? Pawn takes d6. Queen takes d6. I'm not impressed. Not impressed. Whatever happened to the Riddler? He got miffed by something and left, or knight a3. Not impressed. It is not advertising because we don't get paid. No, they don't get paid, but somebody might. It does matter, like somebody's getting maybe paid for advertising shit. It doesn't matter who's getting paid. If somebody's getting paid, then it's advertising. Maybe Thibault's not getting paid, but maybe somebody who makes the blogs is getting paid. It still doesn't stop it from being advertising. It's very strange for this site to allow that, fundamentally. it's clear to me that the blog feature was meant to be like for people who really want to share, an honest story about chess, maybe, or about really making a blog about a specific opening, but it's just become, they're going to abuse it, It is for people who want to make money through chess, right? So it's obviously not advertising. Pawn takes pawn. Dad, why would you do that? Why do you want to do that? Look at this. Now what do? Take with the F pawn. Make your bishops great again. Take with the F pawn. This is a tough one. This is more dynamic, though. I do have a backward pawn, but so does... So what? I'll say. I was going to say so does he, but this technically isn't a backward pawn. Yeah, sorry for venting about blogs again. It's just every time I turn it on, it's really annoying. Okay, we're here. It's a tournament. Thank you, Astrobay, for the donation up earlier. We're up to 466 for next week's sabbatical. I'm taking a sabbatical of 1 week playing a real chess tournament. So now this is a monster, right? It has monstrous potential anyway. No, interesting game. Pavel Blatny is like logged in from the Czech Republic watching this with glee. This is totally him, man. His favorite opening. Is space important? We all expect a knight c6, but he doesn't play knight c6. He plays knight d7 instead. Come on in. The water's fine. I want to make money through chess, but I want to do it ethically. Shh. I feel like Rudy Giuliani. What was that scene where he was like, shh? All right. You gave away my secret sauce here. Uber driver never saw this coming. What happened to the hippo, by the way? Where's your hippo? By definition, this is not a hippo. You have a broken hippo. Your hippo has no butt. You have just half a hippo. But your hippo has to have a double fianchetto. You have only one fianchetto, dude. Hippo butt. I don't like that. There's a little detail here. Queen b3. If it's queen b3, it's for me. Now, Uber driver loves a queen exchange, so he'll probably go for that, which is fine. It's all part of the plan. We have a nice little edge spatially. It's hard for him to get his bishop off of c8 without hanging b7. Rampaging hippo. Come on, play queen b6. We're expecting it. Threatening bishop takes c5, but not really. So there it is. Now if I exchange, he'll probably activate his rook, so let's not miscalculate. I'm trying not to miscalculate. I could put the other knight on c6 now. Oof. So if he puts the other knight on c6, what do I do? It's a good question. I'll have to trade queens. That's all there is to it. I think, therefore I am. I don't have to trade queens. I can play king h1. If knight c6, king h1, queen takes queen, pawn takes queen, knight takes d4, knight takes d4. No. If knight c6, king h1, knight takes d4, queen takes b6, pawn takes b6, knight takes d4, bishop takes c5. I'm winning a piece for several pawns. Oh, that was sacrificing a pawn. Pony. Queen b6 and knight takes b7. Why not? He's sacrificing a pawn. Pawns is pawns. It's like Frank Perdue. Frank Perdue and chess theory. It was an 90s, 80s advertising campaign for chicken because parts is parts. Pawns is pawns. Astrobate's awfully quiet here today. Pawns is pawns. Pseudo hippo. It's a pawn down pseudo hippo. But the bishop on g7 is rocking and rolling now. Deep thoughts. You know, the hippo is appropriate, I think, in some scenarios, but not to just play it like against everybody and every time control, I think. Okay, it's easy to like get a winning position and criticize Uber Driver. My biggest win ever was by playing the hippo. I beat like a 2660. But that was because the position became really, really insanely complex. Alright. Hippos are us. Other than the fact that he's a pawn down, his position isn't that bad. And b4 is a logical move. Benko leg pressure. That was unexpected. Where are you going over there with bishop f8? Oh, I see. Knight c6 and take. Aha. So I allowed that. Aha. Uh-huh. Do you really want to give up your hippo? Hippo bishop? Hippo bishop. Hypnotic bishop. Double down on the bad. Why only lose a pawn when you can give up your good bishop too? I thought he should have played b4 and just maintained the static quo. Think fast, but carry a big stick. Oh no. Almost have a tactic. It doesn't work. Knight a5. Shit. Okay, I can take it if you please. Knight a5. Alright, yeah, pinning and winning. You got nothing. Second pawn. Really sure. That's a bad move. It's a really bad move by me. Man, that was a really bad move. Why don't I take the second pawn? He had like knight f6, knight e4 check. I created those big holes in my position. What could possibly go wrong here? Are you having fun yet? Alright, another hippo. Another 8-hour game. Next round. Why do I always have the longest game every round? What's up with that? Sladgie the Grinder. Ruslan Bear is analyzing the game. Preparing his hippo for next time. But there's no games where this position's ever been reached. That's bizarre. That's really bizarre. It's impossible. No master games with e6 here. e6 is not favored in this position, Uber driver. Zeus. 178 games and no one has ever played his move e6 in a serious game. Mazio. Logical ratings. 2400 bullet, 2200 blitz, 1700 rapid. Okay, that makes sense. You have ADD. Oh shit, I closed the window again. Sorry guys. Does your tourney, Mr. Coffee Sierra? Nobody prevented F5. Maybe they're not afraid of monsters under the bed. Profile. Because good players are not afraid of monsters under the bed. Hey. I don't know if the hippo is necessarily a defensive opening. Mr. Coffee, does your tournament start next weekend? It doesn't start on a weekend. It starts on a weekday. So it starts next Monday, after next weekend. So the 26th through the 2nd is my tournament. And then the day after that is the Hungarian Teen Championship on the 3rd of March, which will be, and I can post it here. Got the great news. Pinning it. I got the worst possible draw. Number 6 or something, or number 5. No, number 6. I have like black the first 2 games against 2 GMs. That seems fair. You were playing during the game. Alright, I was just fixing something. So... Oh. Whatever. What just happened? What? There. Sorry, Alms. Alright. We're back to business. So what am I going to do? Alms is solid. Are we still seeing a blue screen of death? Sorry about that, guys. The blue screen of death is gone. Mr. Coffee, I put the link to the tournament. Masturbate donated $25, guys. We're close to our goal. And we've got a normal schedule this week. Tomorrow night, analysis stream. Friday morning, Mr. Coffee. We have Friday morning blitz. Friday morning coffee. Sunday, simul stream, as usual. And then, boom, Sladgie goes into tournament mode from Monday morning. Boom! I see a static screen. Statically automatic. What's up, guys? So Alms is a good player. We haven't played in a while. We're both from Ukraine. No, we both support the right thing. Alright. Because brutal dictators shouldn't be allowed to rule the world. Castles. That's my political statement for today. C takes d4. Still static. Are we still static? We're not. I can see it right here. You guys see me hovering? Uh-oh. Yeah, why is my... Are we still on the wrong board? Am I on the wrong board? That's weird. I think I have 2 windows open. I think I have the board open in 2 windows. So now it's fixed. Alright. I theoretically this should be fine for black. Theoretically, I don't know what I'm doing. Theoretically, I always reference the first game of Capablanca Aliakin, where Aliakin like lost because he was like too optimistic and got busted in the opening. Reminds me of someone else I know. But I'm exploiting Amza's opening repertoire a little bit with this early b6, trying to avoid his main. His main preparation is like against Queen's Indian, and he has a normal preparation against Queen's Indian. He has normal preparation against what else do I play? King's Indian. But by playing 2b6, you know, he also doesn't really play the English, I guess. So, see, the thing is, if you play c4 earlier, it can become like a hedgehog or something. Now I'm trying to prevent c4. If black brings the queen to b7, this is decent. By the way, let's see. Knight takes d4, bishop takes g2. Well, no, I mean, objectively, like, I think that queen takes d4 is playable. I've had this happen before. In fact, it's not only playable, it's probably the better move. But in general, I don't really like his move order. You know, he should... Well... What's he supposed to do? I mean... c3, I guess. It's lame, but it's solid. Knight d2. Lame, but solid. c4. Maybe I need to develop my pieces at some point. But I think that black is just doing fine. Though, again, I do need to develop my pieces at some point. h5, the computer is going to be all about h5. Probably. Efficient use of rook in non-traditional style. I don't know, it's very hard to see what black should do. I have so many options. Queen b7, check, knight c6, challenging his knight. d5, just establishing a strong central pawn. e5. I could think forever in this position. Oh, what the black's best continuation is, I have no idea. Oh, man. I don't know. h5, but I really need to develop my pieces at some point. Yeah, I'm giving up on this. Coffee House H5. I don't really feel like playing too crazy here with a relatively fast time control with black. I also don't know about this coming in here at some point. Should I take the time to play like A6? I've got to watch Queen A4, like D5, Queen A4, D5, C4 with the idea of Queen A4 check. It's pretty solid for white. You know, I think we did have a game along these lines once before. Feels like he's threatening C4. Threatening. It's not a really threatening move, but it's a move. G6. Whatever. I just totally chose a move at random because I like fianchettoing. Supporting H5, there's C4, which I definitely anticipated. And then it's in English. It's a symmetrical English, right? You got a little black book with poems in it. Are you talking about like a hymn book from church? You stole one of the hymn books from church? Are you serious? You're selling them out of the back of a truck? Hey, wanna buy a book, kid? Got secret poems in it. The redundancy. I should really consider like developing my remaining pieces at some point. On the downside, knight c6 like just trades pieces, and his knights are redundant now, so I'm gonna pass on that. D6, knight of BD7. Uh-oh. Got a bag with a toothbrush and a cob. A what? What now? A what now? When you go to jail, do they give you a toothbrush? Don't answer that. What is a cob? Oh shit. That makes more sense. Now I get it. Is white better? And if so, how much? No, white isn't better here. Is black better? And if so, how much better? The answer is not much, but something. What would a computer play? Probably D5. D5. Your wish is my command. You guys remember Battlestar Galactica? I loved that show when I was a kid. Your wish is my command. Bzz. Bzz. But I've got nowhere to fly to. You got a what? You got a strong urge to fly. Are you singing a song again? Do you know who your opponent is? Would you try, like, be more specific? You like Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers is too old for my time. That's a generational. I like the Cylons and Battlestar Galactica. Actually, the remake Battlestar Galactica series was pretty good. When was that? In like the 2010s? or like late 2000s. Not bad for a remake. It was decent. All right, but anyways, Alms is really solid. Duck Dodgers. ECMO. Do I know who my opponent is? Well, yeah, I mean, Alms has played on my stream a lot. We have like 80, 95, 96 games. I never met him in person. We have played quite a bit here. Duck Dodgers. And the dogmatic Rook C8. E queen on H3. Can you guys see the score at the bottom? You can't because of my layout. Okay. So just below the board you would normally see Sparkle Horse, Alms. We've played 80, 95, 96 games. This is game 97. Yeah, I can see now. Game 97. With Alms. He has about 1/3 possible points against me. Which is probably right for his rating. If I do d5, it blows up the position and like we trade a lot of stuff, so. But what about knight c5, b4? I can't leave my knight on a6 too much longer. It's really misplaced. If he plays b4, you know, he's weakening his c4 pawn. Duck Dodgers! I feel another long game coming on. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You know, it's just too equal. Black's a tiny bit better. More dynamic, less weaknesses around my king, but d5 really leads to a lot of simplification, most likely. d5 equalizes, but how do I play for a win, you know? Like, what am I really doing, you know? Remember V? I do. That was disturbing. Those big-headed, like, gray aliens. They were like aliens. V was good. They were grays, right? Maybe they were reptilian. I don't remember. I love talking about stupid shit. Sci-fi. He didn't even take. Unbelievable. This is a position. Take, b5, rook c1 or rook c2. Why do I need to do that anyway? I don't know. Annoying barking dog. Can you stop that? Dogs have mental issues. as Acerbate knows. Crazies. They're crazy. I had this dog that used to... Well, that's my handle, Sladgie. Sladgie used to take my shoes and hide them. Because he had, like... He had anxiety about being abandoned. So he wouldn't let me go anywhere. Separation anxiety. How about you, Acerbate? Have your dogs any issues with separation anxiety? Thanks for joining us, ECMO. The ectoplasm. Venkman. Speaking of sci-fi, Ghostbusters. Does that qualify as sci-fi? Alright. Anyway. Ectoplasm mobile. People thought it was an event. No, I haven't played with GM Vladimir, and I never even heard of him. He must be young. He must be young because I don't know his name. Not familiar with this Ukrainian Grandmaster in the tournament where I'm playing, so my assumption is that he's pretty young, or, you know, probably like 30 or under, I guess. I'm not necessarily right, but probably. I would have heard of him if he was like over 30. Alright, can I play knight f2? Damn it. He has knight c5. Rook c1, rook c1. Alright, let's do it. Rook c1, knight g4. There's also knight f2. Knight f2. Tactics in the house. Of course, he could consider taking back with a different piece on c1. Knight f2, king f2. Not clear if I have anything there. Check. Certainly looks fun. Knight g4. Bishop g7. Bishop e2. Queen b2. Knight g4, what? Bishop g7, king g7. Queen b2 check. Man, I'm running out of time. I don't want to lose. Transfer of advantages. Okay, I'm stopping rook d1. My queen is centralized, but I didn't see any tactic there. It looked too dodgy. I wouldn't be surprised if knight f2 worked somehow, but nothing clear. Scarable. Yeah, I mean, I'm too old to be scared of anything. Bishop takes f6. Scrabble. This looks like a panic move. He panicked. Don't panic. If you're not used to this time control, then if Alms plays mostly like non-increment, it can be deceptive. It's important to not play too quickly and be able to use your increments. Feels like he panicked. But nevertheless, the queen's come off the board. There could be some scenario where it's holdable for white. I should be winning. They resigned. Back tournament. One ongoing game. Finally, you get to see someone else play. Dimitar, who's new to the stream, against Sung Prism. Ooh. So if black, well, black is better. Black has, the only thing that you really need to know about queen end games is like whoever has a passed pawn has the advantage. It's not really about material. More important is the passed pawn. But black doesn't have a lot of king safety. This is looks like a really close ending. Ooh, bro. I think he had an interesting move there. Black could try g5, try and keep the lines closed. I thought that looked like a good idea now, not possible now. White's trying to hold on, If he loses, black loses the A pawn, it's a draw. So taking on h5 is a draw. g5 is no good anymore. So the only thing that black can really do here is repeat moves or take. If queen c2 check, does white try to go up maybe? But I don't get it. White can play king h3. What I'm not sure is does white actually have any follow up here? He might well have a strong plan. There's a really weird idea of h6 in the position. So I'm thinking it'll be something like blah 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 blah, h6, a3, pawn takes g7, or maybe queen f8, something like that. a3, queen f8, threatening mate and a3. He might have some weird tricks with this h6 move. Oh, I see. He couldn't go to h3 because of queen f5 check, or what? He could have gone to h3. I would have gone to h3. Why did he go back? I don't really see the advantage in that. I don't see anything harming you on h3. Okay, you could get mated, like queen h1. White has less time. What's the position? Sorry, this is the current position. King g1. Queen d2 check, king g1. Now there's another possibility. Black could have played maybe okay, now it's a draw. He could have played g5, queen g5 there. What's he thinking about? Wait. Oh, wow. White has checks. He should have just taken on a4, I think, objectively. This variation only makes it more complicated, and you really don't have any winning chances. It's a draw, it looks like. Well, I shouldn't say he doesn't have winning chances, because now he does. He managed to come into this. He managed to come into this queen ending a pawn up. Even so, it's still a draw. But it's still not easy, so that's really bad for black. I mean, black should have never had any chances of losing this position. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that this is not a win with 2 against 1. There's no passed pawn. You're never going to get that pawn through. If I'm white, black needs to suffer now. Suffer is not going to be that brutal. It's not... there's really nothing that white can do. I mean, you're never going to get the pawns through without allowing perpetual check. It's not like it's like one pawn against none. It's like, even that would be a draw, but you can't win without queening a pawn in this kind of position, or trading queens, and you can't force either one. The pawns are on the same side. You can try, you know. G4 looks like a reasonable try, but you're not going to really make progress. I would never give a draw in this position against a low-rated player. Against a GM or something, of course. I would probably agree to a draw. Okay, we have tries. Like King F4 would have been a better try there. He should have played King F4. Now he put his queen in a bad position. Now his king and his queen are in bad positions. White's like trying to mate himself. Self-mate. G5, queen H4. If there's a way you can get mated, you know, that's it. That's not good. And by the way, like, G5 is a good move. Oh my god. I meant for black, but here, you know, it's probably not bad for white either. You're not getting you're not winning this position with white. Just agree to a draw. But Sun Prism doesn't resign when he's like down a rook versus nothing, so I'm not expecting him to agree to a draw here. But as far as I'm concerned, anybody named Dimitar should have some kind of like fundamental endgame knowledge. Bulgarian name. All bets are off these days. You know, it's not like the old days. In the old days, it seems like everyone from the Balkans kind of understood chess fundamentals. Nowadays, maybe not so much. G5 is a good move. G5 is always a good move. Alright, draw. Wow, white offers draw and accepted. Alright. So, anyways, back to the tournament. Nefedov, welcome. Thanks for your donation last week. You were on the donation list. We appreciate your support. Or was it this week? I can't remember. It was last week. Alright. So, Sparkle Horse to 3. Night Owl. Night Owl is new here. 2.5. Nefedov 2.5. Nefedov's got his rating up 2152. Fatu. Cormoran is in. Late start. Excuse me. Late starter. Bisonov may or may not be here. 2 blue star. Lots of players. Good. I don't know if these people are here. Shaki just comes for the commentary. I am on a naughty list. Did you say I'm on a naughty list? Bad Santa. You're half here. All right, Bill. Good to see you. I have a little cold, but I'm all right. Normally I do this tournament on Tuesdays, but I had something last night. So, thanks everyone for joining us. We've got 3 rounds left. We're halfway finished. I don't think you can join anymore at the halfway point. This is my warm up for next week's so-called GM tournament. Unfortunately, the category is lower than I'd hoped. We had this Indian IM who was originally going to play. He was like 2470, and he would have raised the average up over 2400, which would have been awesome, because now as it stands, I need to score 6.5 points out of 9 for a GM norm. With the Indian guy who was 2470, would have been like, I mean, now I need to score 7. With the Indian guy who was 2470 would have been great, because it would have been like 6.5. 7 out of 9 is a tough call, you know, and then nobody easily gets that score. So, but there was a lot of jostling about the entries for this tournament. They put it together kind of last minute, and I'm just lucky to get to play, so I'm not going to complain. But I got my pairings, and it's bad. It's both the highest rated GMs in the first 2 rounds. 2 guys who are 2,500. Round 1 and 2 with black. So I got 5 blacks and 4 whites in a 9-round tournament. Alice Lee decided that she didn't like getting her beat downs in Budapest. She got destroyed in the first Saturday and left, is what happened. A lot of people are overrated. Here in Eastern Europe, we have Eastern Central Europe, we have rating poverty. But I gotta say that a Ukrainian grandmaster who's 25-30 is pretty good. He's definitely Alright, I gotta focus. No. Oh, Anonymous is here, and some mysterious player is playing the dragon against me. That's not you. Who's Night Owl 333? I'm gonna play something lame. Should be 2 is lame. Mr. Coffee, how could you bring up Cheese Calm? How could you? Call yourself a moderator? Saying the evil word? Oh. What? Overhyped juniors. There's this really annoying thing where like something happens in the chess world, it gets like hyped up. The 8-year-old who beat like some Polish GM is like all splattered all over every kind of like clickbait, CNN, NBC. But you know what annoys me is like, for example, like CNN always like posts these articles, so-called articles. This guy who I don't know who the hell he is, you know, some kind of miscellaneous writer for like CNN, Ben Church. He's like the go-to guy whenever they need a random article about some chess thing. He's just a noob, but in like a 2-paragraph article about this 8-year-old that beat a GM this week, the guy mentioned chess.com 4 times. Now I'm telling you, and I'm not like guessing, I'm telling you, this guy either works for chess.com or he's getting paid to promote their site in his articles. Because there's no way that a random article about a kid from Singapore who, I don't know, beat some Polish grandmaster, it has nothing to do with chess.com. Like, okay, in the article it starts to go into depth about how he learned playing, he started playing on chess.com. Coincidence? I don't think so. You know, the kid is an 8-year-old. He set the record for the youngest player ever. But I mean, chess.com is so sleazy and disgusting. They have like people clickbaiting their name in like random articles about chess on the internet. I'm thinking that the guy maybe even like, you know, secretly doesn't exist. He's just like a code name for what's his face, one of those chess.com guys. Why don't they get someone to write like normal, an actual chess player, not some random guy? If you want to write about chess, get a chess player to write about it, not a random guy. Bishop g5. All right. Becomes like a promotion. Everything is about promotion. Promoting. e5. No. Oh no, e5, knight b1, pawn takes f6. e5, knight b1, pawn takes f6, pawn takes f6. How does that work? Yeah, that doesn't really work. I'd have to give up my bishop. e5, knight takes knight, pawn takes f6, pawn takes f6. I would be losing the exchange or taking back on b3. He has two bishops. Who is Night Owl? That's all anybody wants to do is like clickbait promote stuff. It's so annoying. Hey, let's exploit this 8-year-old's win over a grandmaster and an over-the-board tournament to promote chess.com. Let's sell some Donald Trump sneakers. What is the world coming to? Knight takes a5. Not great. Alright, I don't know. I'm just making moves. Welcome to late stage capitalism. Could be. Well, there's no perfect system. That's for sure. People are inherently... It's not just about the economic system. It's about people just inherently not having a sense of decency, I think that's what's really frightening. Is how indecent people are. How is Night Owl? Just 2015, he's playing this right. I mean, the best example is like the U.S. political situation, where the entire Republican Party is just grifters. I mean, like 90% of them. There's grifters on both sides, in every side, but it's out of control. I mean, these people are not in the politics for trying to help things. They're just literally grifters. It's gotten worse though. We had capitalism in the 80s and it was relatively civil. I think the internet is kind of at fault. The speed at which people can communicate, but definitely, has it gotten worse or just more visible? Probably both. Alright, knight c4, I'm glad to see that. I don't mind giving up my bad bishop in this type of dragon. Black has to find a better move there. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go on a political rant, but I just started thinking about it. You turn on the internet and there's an article about an 8-year-old kid, and all they're doing is like promoting chess.com. It's so gross. I want to like write into like, CNN is not a great. It's a big money making corporation, but still. I want to write in and be like, look, your go-to chess guy who writes articles is just a shill for chess.com. It's like disgusting, Is he secretly getting paid? I mean, that's what I think. CNN just hires this guy to write some random articles about chess, but every time there's an article, it's all about chess.com. I don't think they even realize this guy is basically shilling for chess.com. He's getting paid to write articles for Associated Press, but he's really just a shill, you know. I think that's not journalism at all. How can you mention chess.com 4 times in a 2-paragraph article about a little kid who like beat a grandmaster? It's disgusting. They should just like capitalize chess.com every time. Like, the tournament didn't happen on chess.com. It had nothing directly to do with chess.com. They could have talked about, you know, this tournament where he played more, or it's just gross, man. Yeah, I mean, it feels like the golden era for the United States was basically the 80s. It wasn't so partisan, you know, not that's the problem, partisanism. Like, teams, you know, people dividing people into teams. They want to be on teams. I have a whole theory about, you know, that's why Donald Trump has a cult following, because people are inherently like stupid and lazy, and they just want to like pick a team and be on a team. You know, they're too stupid to be able to think. Oh man, there were neo-Nazis marching through Tennessee yesterday in Nashville. You know. Like, how can people be so stupid? How can people be so stupid? They don't even know anything about history. It's like 80 years since World War II, and people are marching like Nazis in a modern day, you know, in a southern city too. I mean, in Tennessee was part of the, obviously, part of the Confederacy. Unbelievable. No, Europe's not much better. A little better, but not much better. The world is really in a bad place. Anyway, well, we've got chess at least. For now. Guys, I've got a tournament next week. I'm going to have a whole week free of political commentary. I'm playing this game really lamely, by the way. No, I mean, I think there's a definite connection between thinking and people being like, how to express this, inherently lazy. I don't know, Night Owl is pretty solid. Who is Night Owl? Very solid. Reminds me of another account that used to be playing. Who played the dragon religiously against me and won almost every game? I can't remember the name of the account. Okay, random people play the dragon. Good luck. Alright. Bishop h6. Bishop h6, b4, bishop g7. Bishop h6, queen h6. Bishop b3, c takes b. Sorry for the lame game. I don't really play... I've actually looked at the dragon relatively recently, but I would need to really have more time to play a sharp Yugoslav attack. I always feel like people who play the dragon are really likely to be kind of booked up. on the sharper lines, and I feel like it's to their advantage for me to go into a sharp variation where theory really matters. The way I'm playing this is totally harmless. Black should be fine here. Does have some counterplay along the c-file. Bishop h6 is possible. It's not so easy for me to attack him. So I think he should strongly consider that. Rather than doing rook e8. Rook e8 is routine. Maybe a little too routine. Now knight d4. Knight d4 b4. Knight d4 b4 is unpleasant. Knight d4 b4, knight f5 check. a3 preventing b4. e5 doesn't do anything. I do have a queen moves. Which are also artificial. I've got a little bit of a cold. What about like knight d4 e5? No. A3. A3 is great. A3, bishop takes b3, pawn takes b3. I have nothing special. Knight d4. Alright, let's try it. I'm going to try knight to d4, leaving his bishop out to dry. Drying. The drying rack. But I think this has problems as well. You know, black looks fine here. No, I don't deserve an advantage the way I played the opening, honestly. You know, it was lame. Bishop e2 is lame. And then my follow-up also wasn't the most testing. I always have these like flashbacks, this horrible loss to that little punk. Can't remember his name, the idiot from chess.com. Knight e2. Don't drink and play chess at the same time. You can't call stupid people stupid, it's bad taste. Are these AI generated comments? Call a spade is the expression. Danny. Yeah, I've told a story before. I had a terrible tournament at the World Open one year where I was playing badly. And I started drinking like Long Island iced teas during my games. It led to me like losing to Danny Wrench. When he was like a little toddler. Not really, but still. He's still a toddler, in my opinion. A toddler. Teetotaler. Yes. Oh shit. It sounds lame, and it is lame to make excuses, but you know, the guy can claim he's like 1-0 against me. but frankly, one of my many, like, crazy things I've done. Don't drink Long Island iced teas while you play in a tournament game. I went completely nuts against him. I started, like, sacrificing my pieces. Literally playing like Emery Tate. Okay, I just remember because it was a dragon. The guy played the dragon. Probably the only time I've ever lost against a dragon. Though I don't have that many dragons. I think one of the other times I faced it, probably. I'd rather not trade queens, to be honest with you. I mean, the key is... What's the magic word, please? Oh, man, the key is, king safety. King safety when, let's place my queen out of play. Queen d4. Queen f4. I don't want to lose my a pawn. This isn't right. Let's repeat one more time. I can play knight to d4 and just be slightly better. There's no reason to go crazy here, you know. I can allow the trade of queens and just be slightly better. It's not much. I'm not sure. I mean, I think I'm a tiny bit better in this endgame if I allow a trade of queens. I wanted more, but I can't let him take the knight on e6. Wow, he played king g8. Like, that's insane. That's a really bad move. Now I have the best of both worlds. I keep the queens on the board. And I have like a tempo. He should have played king f7 and hoped for a draw. Now white is much better. King safety, you want the queens off the board, not on, if you have a king safety issue. Here black's king is less safe. He has a c file, some counterplay, active queen, but his king is not safe. So it's a totally different game if the queens are off the board. Now what do I do? Rook d2. Let's say rook d2. Is there any problem with that? Rook d2, queen c1. I would be surprised if that worked. I had a back rank problem, you know. Surprise, surprise. That's a tough move to find, dude. You know, queen c1. Were you listening to my commentary? By any chance? I think I had some weird hallucination. I can play a lot of moves, though. I mean, rook d1. Rook d1 looks like the safest. Night Owl is really pushing it, man. I mean, for an 1858, plays a decent dragon. Rook e2 there, rook c2 was kind of weird. Queen f4. Is your queen trapped yet? Are we there yet? Donkey. Weakening my 7th rank. Rook e5. Rook d5. Well, I need to watch out here. Back rank is eliminated. Back rank weakness is eliminated. So we have really good chances here. My king is way safer than his king. And now we can break him up. Oh, it's like the time that I beat Iveta. 96. Oof. I had that. Ugh. That's bad. Yeah. That's the problem with king safety and queens being on the board. Alright. My games have been really long today. So, you know, the opening man, I mean, this is a standard position. But interestingly enough, I played this position with black. And like, you know, you always think like, oh, well, this is a mistake because of e5, but it's not, because takes, takes, and takes. So this is not any kind of blunder. Yeah, I didn't know what to do. It's very surprising, you know, like, dude, like knight a5, it's a normal idea, usually a little bit later. Oh wow, there's a 2003 Vacher-Lagrave game. So Mr. Nydorf played the dragon back in 2003. He must have been pretty young. Bellyache versus Vacher-Lagrave 2003. Queen e1. What am I supposed to play? I play queen d2. And now you're playing like Vacher-Lagrave. Bishop e6, best move. And then Belenkaya, the Belenkaya, that's some chick who streams or something. What are they, like Russians? Played knight takes a5. I can't begin to express how lame knight takes a5 is here for white, you know. It's like, hey, let's develop black's pieces for them. Knight d4 is a move. King h1 is a move. It's better than knight a5, but not by much. Interestingly, yeah, knight c4, the computer kind of likes it. It's not bad, you know. Better than I thought. You know, I thought this is a good exchange for me, but in reality, like, it's nothing. So now you played a6. Why? I don't know. Anyway, it was completely equal. I have no advantage. Dragon. The only way to handle the dragon is to play the Yugoslav attack. I'm just avoiding the discussion. Now Nefedov just keeps racking up wins. He beat a 1689. He beat Uber Driver, the almost unbeatable. Uber Driver, did you lose on the white side of Hippo? Uber Driver, maybe you should rethink this Hippo thing. Seriously. Don't waste your life on the Hippo. And he beat Heroku. Maybe we should rethink. I've never seen, like, seriously, Uber Driver, I've never seen you lose, like, 2 games in one tournament. He's lost 3 games in one tournament. Now he lost to Bisonov, too. Maybe the Hippo needs a rethink. Just saying. Maybe you can play the Hippo in Blitz and stuff, and Bullet, but don't play it in Rapid. I've never seen Uber Driver go 3 losses in a row, you know. Like, Bisonov's pretty good, Nefedov's pretty good, but still. It's got to be Nefedov. Oh, Nefedov lost points? Oh, he lost points for a draw with Yaruin in round 1. Sorry about that first round, guys. I didn't know. Now, we already talked about what's going on in the world. It's enough for today. I'm sticking to chess from here on out. Alms is out. He lost to me and left. Cormoran is in. Late. I'm going to play Nefedov. Dimitar has 2.5. Nadal has 2.5. Cormoran has 2.5. So, me against Nefedov. Me, myself, and I. Trying to predict pairings here, pretty difficult. One of those guys will drop and play like Pirat or Fado Pasa. Where's everybody else though? Sun Prism has just 1.5. Dinekis has left. Bison I was late. Pandaro is up to 1.5. Heroku has 1.5. Asterbait got himself a bye. Nefedov with black. Private messaging. Anonymous. Send him a private message. This is the chat. It's fine with me, I'm just saying. You put it out there, it's for everybody. The dreaded Nefedov. This move has got to be annoying for Nefedov. Slightly annoying. I mean, he's too lazy for... I understand. Alright, so C4. That's a good move. It's highly recommended. The only question is, does Nefedov play C4 based systems against the Sicilian or not? By playing D4, he now enters a con with early C4, which I think is widely considered by many people to be maybe like inaccurate or something. I don't know. Instantly. No, this is normal. This isn't inaccurate. This is okay. This is chess. This is your brain on chess. Alright. Bishop e4 is not on here. That's a variation probably. But I'm not sure I like it. Bishop e4, e5. Bishop e4, e5, knight e4, queen g4. I don't know what I'm doing. There. Queen c7, d6, passive. The passive style. Ooh, instantly. He's pre-moving now. Bishop e2. Bishop e2, bishop b4. Now how do you defend e4? Queen d3. I don't know. Bishop e4 castles. Takes. Knight takes e4. Bishop b4, queen c2. Oh, I'm curious what happens here. Queen d3, instantly. Why is Nefedov? How is he so fast, dude? Seriously? Bullet 1559, 1821. Bishop b4. So if I take, you take back with the pawn. This must be theory. Oh, he's having Kamsky, wait, do I have d5? Kamskyism. Do I have d5 here? Take, check. Rip d5. Is it that bad though? Take, check, queen e7. Takes king e7. What's the deal with this? Is this playable? This is crazy. Am I crazy? Are you crazy? This is crazy. I shouldn't do this. Maybe I'm sacrificing a pawn. This is a bad idea. ED5, queen e3 check, queen e7. Queen e7, king e7. Maybe black's okay there, if he plays it that way. He didn't though. He took on d5. Well, what's the deal with that? What am I missing here, you know? Knight takes d5. Queen e4 check? Is that your idea? And then knight e7. If I castle and play like a pawn sack, Pawnda sack. Well, let's say I castled. What do you do? Stupid question. Castles, probably. A stupid question deserves a stupid answer. Nefedov is not really a tactical player. So I would think like an open game. Really open game, a very open game is okay for me. But I think this was incorrect, what I did here. I could have taken on d5. He plays queen e4 check, and then I have to play knight back. And then he castles, and it's totally symmetrical, but white is a little bit better placed. Now what do I do? Take on c3, give up my good bishop? It's probably okay. I'm getting my pawn back. It's not very ambitious, but what else can I do? You know, I think I misplayed the opening. I mean, basically, d5 is sort of unsound. Somewhat unsound. But the good news is his c-pawn is weak, and although he has two bishops, my better structure compensates. So I feel like, yeah, permission slip, exactly. One of my other students was talking about that today. Hey, sir. He liked that too. I originally invented that here on the stream. So now the c4 move. That is very likely his best solution. Really hoping for maybe something else. So now my knight, knight b4. Not so great. Knight c3, bishop f3. Knight b6 is just a terrible square. So gotta play actively here. If knight c3, bishop f3, rook d8. Now what does he do? Where does he go? He has some moves. And my knight is like borderline trapped. It's not the safest move. Seriously, how can Nefedov be 1500 in bullet? Okay, forget bullet. But I mean 1821 in blitz? Really? Now what does he do? Is my knight trapped? It's not trapped. I have a4. If he plays a4, my knight is technically nowhere to go. Awfully good game by white here. He claims he's never studied Geller's games, but he plays kind of just like Geller. It's very odd. Okay, now knight d7. Very bad situation. We're making the best of a bad situation. Oh no. This is the penultimate round of a tournament I'm hosting here on the stream, so no, I can't play anybody. We've got to play the tournament. I'm 4-0. We've got 2 rounds to go. Yeah, my monitor looks weird. It's like dimmed or something. This is a terrible, terrible game by me. But Nefedov's scary, you know. How can he be so low rated in blitz? Plays so well against me. His score is more like a CM or something. Look at his score, 90. About the same as Alms, just a lot more games. And Alms is a candidate master. Knight a4 is strongly recommended. You beat your first over 2,000 OTB players recently.
What are we talking about, Bill? Whoa. Damn, Nefedov blundered. Did he, though? Or is this some sort of devious trap? Rook d1, check. Rook takes d8. Bishop takes f5. And now rook d5. Rook d5, f6. And if f4, knight g4. This is like really major tactical blunder by Nefedov. I think he just like spaced on his knight being on f5 attacked. This isn't like he miscalculated just something. He literally like didn't realize his knight was on prise. You know, in a sense he's lucky he didn't like hang a whole piece or something. The good thing about f6 is that it not only protects my knight, but it also takes away back rank mates. So black is clearly better. 2 knights for a rook. My takeaway from this is that Nefedov plays too fast. This is a tough time control for a lot of people. I mean, you know, you don't know if it's is it like, should you play like it's classical? Is it blitz? The 5-second increment. I understand it's hard to like kind of find your pace. I have trouble with it too. But man, I mean, Nefedov has a time edge. He had outplayed me and also had outplayed me on the clock. So after knight e5, he wasn't thinking about his knight. So I expected knight e7 check, king f8. And then he plays knight takes c8. And then I play like knight takes f3 check, pawn takes, rook takes c8. I'm pretty good there. So basically, you know, knight f5 is a bad move, I guess. That's all there is to it. This must be a blunder. I said knight g4, but knight c4 is clearly better. Now I'm up a pawn and 2 knights for a rook. But Nefedov really had me in the opening. I thought I would trick him by playing the the O'Kelly, but his rook's mobility is somewhat limited in this position. Phew, bro. Now he has to be really careful. That's pretty rough, dude. Rook c1, knight c4. Shoo, bro. Square of the pawn. You're not in the square of the pawn. I'm such an asshole. Okay, I mean, I'm embarrassed by this game, honestly. I can't play knight c4. Jesus Christ. I'm winning, I'm completely winning, but knight c4 doesn't work. He has rook takes a4. And it's probably a draw after that. It's so stupid. Jeez. Rook takes a4 is just a draw. That's a disgrace for me, man. I mean, yesterday, oof. I'm making a lot of blunders. Wow, I totally missed he had rook b4 too. Jeez, I thought this was completely over. It is over. This is why you can't trade rooks in a rook endgame down a pawn. Man, what's up, Summon on Sound? I hope things are going well. So king and pawn endgames. h5. I like h5. Apparently he's foreseen h5. Eesh. Check, king d2 takes. Check, king d2, king d4. Rook takes c2, rook takes c2, king takes c2, king e4. King b3, king f3, king a4, king g3, king a5, king h4, king a6, king g3. Everything wins. Check, king up. This is one way to win. I can play rook takes and just be winning this. Rook endgame, but I think I'm within the realm of the winning king and pawn endgame. My king position is just too good. There's also really brutal trick here. Well, now I'm threatening to just take the pawn. All right. Equal material. Man, Nefedov, you missed rook takes a4. God, what happened there? One remaining game. Let me just see this. So, I'm not up on my C4 Con Sicilian. This is best. Damn, I wasn't sure. Like, Probably Nefedov has seen Kamsky play this or something. I don't know. He watches Kamsky. So d5 has been played? No. So I came up with a very dubious pawn sacrifice novelty in this position. Not recommended. Yeah, I half expected you to play Queen E3 check. That's the safer way to play. This is Mr. Queen E2 Petrov, by the way. That would have been, like, impossible for you to lose. So E takes D5, C takes D5, castles. Castles, bishop takes C3, queen takes, B takes, knight takes D5. And the engine says C4 is okay. Bishop F3 is even better. Oof. Bishop F3, knight takes C3, A4. Dude, that's evil. That's evil. My knight has no squares. Oh my god. Bad gambit novelty. Phew. I mean, if we look on lichess Opening Explorer, they're going to be games. So, D5 was played. It's the 4th most common move, and it's been played 689 times on this site, with black scoring pretty crappy. It has the worst score. It basically has the worst score of any of. It has the worst score of any of black's like top 10 moves. It just doesn't work. But poor Nefedov, he has a huge advantage. Oh my god. This position happened already in a game on this site in 2017. Rook A B1 and white lost. Knight C6 was best. Nefedov, how could you miss that? See, that's the kind of thing that Nefedov doesn't really like. He doesn't look for crazy, wild sacrifices. Knight C6 is best. This was a blunder. And that's like a super blunder. But I gave him a chance to save the game. I mean, this is unbelievable. I played this here, and he has rook takes A4. And it's a draw. That's unbelievably stupid. I'm Mr. Fancy. You know, I have to do this fancy thing. And he instantly took with the other rook. That's strange. Because you should know this is hopeless, right? You missed it, I missed it, we both missed it. What is it about, like, missing this move? It's something psychological. Like, why we both missed it, you know? I made no inaccuracies. Just one mistake and one blunder. Go big or go home. Alright, Nefedov. Thank you for the game. That was a very bad choice of me to play d5 in the opening. But that's the problem. When you don't know the theory, you need time to reinvent the wheel, and I just didn't have time to invent a real wheel, so I invented like a square wheel and tried to make it work. And yeah, d5 was a square wheel. Not good. Sung Prism with 2.5, Nefedov with 3.5, Dimitar with 3.5. I've already played Dimitar, or no? No. So I will play Dimitar. And Nefedov will play one of those other guys with 2.5. It's kind of funny that no one has 3. Asterbait, did you get yourself a win yet? Where's Asterbait? There he is. Nope. This is your chance, Asterbait. You need to think better and take all of my chances. Think better. Think a lot. In the infamous words of John Fedorovich, the inspirational, think a lot, think about all you got, Nefedov. Pavel. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know better than to play d5, but I don't really know the variation. I knew it was wrong intuitively. I mean, I knew even like allowing queen e3 check, queen e7. I'm surprised you didn't go for that though. That was a very safe way to keep a slight edge. The way you played might be even better. But I know how much you love queen e2. Queen e3 is very similar. 2 bishops. Alright. And I've been playing e4 every game in this tournament. Let's mix it up. Avoiding the preparation. I'm gonna bet my opponent like plays the King's Indian or something. I don't remember if I played white against him our first game. No, I was black. Okay, so I'm gonna guess King's Indian. No. I'm not inclined to allow the Nimzo in this key game. Now, a lot of people are playing the Ragozin. There's all kinds of moves. D takes C, A6, bishop E4, C5, and that. Now that's the move, you know, that's the classical Queen's Gambit declined. Bishop F4, not a variation I know too well. But Bishop F4 is statistically the best for white. Very common at the highest levels. I mean, I think I've always adhered to this Pillsbury principle. You know, Aliakhine. Aliakhine didn't play like Bishop F4. Aliakhine is really like my inspiration for playing, my first really big inspiration for playing the white side of the Queen's Gambit. So the line he's playing here is like technically inaccurate, but I've seen some good players play this way. You know, it's you're not supposed to play C6. But as I said, people do this. I think I've even played Bishop F4 in this position, but it allows Knight H5, so not. I don't think Bishop F4 is great. It's playable. I've literally probably played this position like 250 times in my life with white. Now B6 is an interesting move. That's not that common here. And that's why we don't put our queen on C2. Because now the C file will become a battle flashpoint. This line here. You don't want your queen on C2. If my queen was on C2, I have to move it over here now, waste time. So I can exchange pawns. Also, another rule of thumb is like when black plays B6, I think exchanging pawns becomes viable. The problem is that he can take back symmetrically, and it's really hard to play for a win there. What would Alexander Aliakhine do, right? Wow. Bishop A6. That's an interesting idea. But I think it's not as safe. If I take on D5, he trades bishops and takes back with the C pawn. I have access to some squares like queen a6. How big a deal is that? Queen a6 isn't a big deal for black. Queen c8. No problem. If we're going to have a symmetrical structure, I want to get the jump on him on the C file. Rook d1 is a standard move. This seems like a concession, but black still got a very solid position. Now, I would suspect he should have played c5 there. I just want to tell you guys I'm hungry. Ivanchuk is hungry. Who's not afraid to grab those pawns on a7? Someone in town, I got an apology from the organizer today. I was like, uh-oh, what's this about? He's like, oh, I'm sorry you got the worst possible draw. It was totally random. Why am I not surprised, you know? This could be an issue. I've got to be thoughtful here. Queen c8 becomes the threat, right? So e4. E4 is a thing. E4, G5. I don't know about this. It's late, it's round 6. I'm hungry and I'm starting to have hallucinations. To be honest, like, having 5 blacks and 4 whites isn't really a big issue for me. What is a big issue is like getting 2 blacks in a row in the first 2 rounds against the 2 highest rated players. I feel like it wouldn't be so bad to get black against the weaker players. But against the most experienced players to get black in the first 2 rounds, at least I'm going to get it in the first 2 rounds when I'm still fresh. I don't know. Yeah, we have to be an optimist, right? I agree. Hold on a second. If I trade, he takes the F rook or whatever rook, and I play E5, and then he plays knight D5, and I take it. He takes on H4. I have like no way to win a pawn. Queen c8, rook c8, e5, knight d5, bishop e7, knight e7, knight. I'm better, but not enough. If I don't do it, we have another option. Well, the thing is, I am like bipolar. Someone on sound. I'm an optimist and a pessimist. I literally have like, what you call it, like perception bipolarism or life. What do you call like what do you call like being an optimist or a pessimist? My view is like bipolar. Sometimes I'm a pessimist, sometimes I'm an optimist. I guess that's the way everybody is. But I'm not the most dependent on having the white pieces. I'm a counterattacker, and having black isn't necessarily that big of a disadvantage for me. White means less to me than a lot of players. Some people are very dependent on being white. Okay, here I might have a move. e5, knight d5 takes, bishop takes h4, knight b4. This is a very materialistic tournament for me. Knight b4. Bishop e7, knight takes c6. I'm trying my best to be as materialistic as possible. Did I miss anything obvious? Knight b6, a b6 is not a problem, but this move, it looks like the only move that's probably decent for me. Still complicated. Very complicated. Yeah, c5, so he's quite quick. Really love to get in d5. There's no way that black calculates this. It's purely intuitive. d5, pawn takes pawn. d5, pawn takes pawn. There's even some wild variations here. d6. d5, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes pawn. Knight takes h4, he opens the f file. And again, it's like, is there anything better? Is my question. If I place something else other than d5 here, like takes, I can take. But he'll defend the pawn, like takes, knight d3, bishop e7. I'm just better there positionally, though. Not a lot. It's not a lot, it's something. I don't know, I mean, is that really the way I want to do this? d5. Last analysis. d5, pawn takes b4. Pawn takes e6. You could play anything, even like bishop f2. I'm miscalculating. This isn't going to work. Takes. Well, he's insta-moving. Alright, well anyway. Better structurally. Just gonna gang up on that c pawn. Don't worry about it. If I double, I left myself pretty far behind on the clock, looking at stuff that doesn't work. Knight b6, knight takes c5, and I win a pawn. You know, he's looking at that probably. I think objectively, maybe I shouldn't play rook c1. You know, it's kind of like, doesn't do anything. I think here I have to go like rook g4. I have to, but I should. Okay. b3. I don't think that queen d5 was a great move for black. He had knight b6 there, you know, immediately. It looked better. Now we have a very strong kingside attack. Or at least what looks like a very strong kingside attack. And knight f4 is part of it. Queen h6 threats, like queen e3, queen d2, knight f4, knight h5. Yeah, you nailed me before switching sides. Well, that's, you know, that's the whole point of this variation, is like my e5 pawn, you know, e5 pawn space. Okay, rook d8. Where does he penetrate? What do you menace? It allows for bishop f8, but it's probably too slow. This looks really fatal. I mean, he has to play c4, or he had to play it before. You know, he should have played it before. This has to be winning for white. Do I get any credit for connect 4? I got knight g5. Knight g7, queen e3. Let's say queen e3. He has to move his king. Knight f6 check. What does it do? Knight f6 check. I can induce g6. Still doesn't win for me. So this is pretty frustrating. I think I have to be practical. I couldn't find a forced win. And there probably is one, but I didn't see it. And now I want to make sure I never get back rank mated. Wow. I'm hallucinating. I'm having hallucinations. He can play knight e7. I bet there's a tactic there. There was something I didn't see. Black is really short of any kind of active counterplay. Without c4, pre-resign. Asbate's he's been caught. Report him for pre-resigning. He's an election denier. All right, knight f6 defending the f6 square. Knight g5. Damn, that's not good. Buying us a moment. I think this has got to be winning now. Queen b4 was the last straw. He had to have had better defensive try there. Playing too much for time. I have 5 seconds per move. Should be enough. Looks really strong for white. An extra rook. Phew, the extra rook on c4 could really come in handy. I'm serious. Could have played knight e1. I have to practice, like, for my real tournament, like, banking time so I can go to the bathroom if I get in time pressure. But it's definitely an advantage to be better. If you're worse, it's a real problem. Oh man, he allowed this. Wow. That was lucky, because otherwise it wouldn't have been so simple. It's a good thing I have the second rook, you know. He could have probably found some queen d3 or something that would have put up pretty annoying resistance. Yeah, that's definitely mate. Mate in X. Mate in 1, mate in 2, mate in 3, mate in 4. So, here, last chance for black. Yeah, he's actually hanging on. He's actually hanging on. He can play queen d3. I mean, I expected queen d3 when I'm just better, but not winning. Wow. So, did I have a win earlier? Oh, yes. Wow. How does this work, master? Whoa, I had rook takes g7. Oh, man. That's crushing. But anyway, you know, it shouldn't have happened. Wow. So he's actually not lost. H4 was the best move for white. Oh my god. He blunders with queen b4. And I missed rook takes g7 check. Yeah, so this is only slightly better. Again, no inaccuracies by me. It's pretty funny. We only make blunders or mistakes, no inaccuracies. Go big or go home. Exactly. That's what I said earlier. Were you here? You didn't hear me say that? I had the exact same thing, man, earlier. One mistake, one inaccuracy. Alright, guys, good tournament. So Dimitar still finished second. Nefedov would deserve it. He's deservedly living up to his high rating. 2160 performance. Dimitar 2185. Dimitar, Nefedov, Bisonov, Cormoran with a late start. Couldn't quite bust in. He also lost the game. Cormoran lost the game to Dimitar. Uber Driver came back to a 50%. Congratulations, Uber Driver. Notice how the Hippo works better against lower rated players. Night out left. Heroku finished the tournament. Astrobate resigned early. Oms with 2. And Astrobate rounding out our 20 players. And we have Astrobate losing the last round, sadly. You resigned prematurely, Astrobate. Yeah, what happened here? Wow. Astrobate, you just left your queen hanging. With the psycho tactic. Look at this position. Astrobate with black. He sacrificed a pawn in an accelerated dragon of some kind. First question is why you can't play like rook d8. You know, maybe you can't. Like bishop takes before, rook takes here. It looks fully playable. Your rook can get trapped. That's very interesting. So what is black supposed to play? Astrobate tried knight takes e4 and it loses. So you had to play rook d8. Well, I mean, who knows what's happening after bishop takes b4, rook takes d2. Let's see, let's ask the engine. My concern would be your rook getting trapped. But apparently his pieces are also not well placed here. So you were accused of resigning too early, but actually you didn't. You're just completely lost here. You lost a piece. So don't worry about that. That's a really legitimate resignation. Just ignore him. You lost the whole piece. It's ridiculous not to resign. You know, it's just a blunder. The bottom line is that Astrobate had one move and he couldn't find it. Alright. So, yeah, we finally won the tournament 6-0, although it wasn't that perfect. Against Nefedov, I had a big problem. Tough game in the last round. And, yeah, black was hanging on in that position. Dimitar played the sort of a theoretical Queen's Gambit. So lichess database, okay. Gelfand Grachev 2010, Morozevich Kovalenko 2012. So this is what I'm saying, like people are playing this way with black, even though it's always been considered to be like not really correct or whatever. Queen e2. If we're playing like Gelfand with white, we're in good shape. And now bishop a6 is a move. Grishuk has a bunch of games here. Robert Rizzo. So Grishuk, Friedman. He lost with white. My God, dude. How does Grishuk lose this position with white against Friedman? It must have been Rapid or Blitz or something. Rook A C1. So Grishuk did exactly what I did. No, it's not clear Rook D1 is as useful. Here. And now black caved with bishop takes c4. This is a mistake in a way. Why does black have to release the tension? I expect the Friedman's move here with rook c8. Expected. But anyways, it turns out to be a playable variation for black. Queen takes c4. Black's a little worse. Rook a8. And now e4 best. Oh my God, we're still following a game. There's a game with rook e8, which is an insipid move. Well, that isn't our game. Our game is bishop takes c4. Sorry. Here, rook c8, queen a6. The computer wants to play g5, a la Bent Larson. Not everybody's cup of tea. So, yeah, this is pretty ugly. You have a trick, though. I didn't see this. Bishop g3, queen c8. That's ugly. So, it turns out like g5 is black's best move. It's ugly as well. Rook a8 here. And now we transpose to that game. No. Did we? We did. Queen c8, queen e2, queen b7, and now e5, knight d5, knight d5, bishop h4, and now I missed knight h4. Which I really don't understand. Wow. Go Wayne Jones. I mean, knight takes h4, c takes d5, rook c3. Mother of Beliavsky, bro. Beliavsky would find this. Speaking of someone on sound, that's shifting, same thing, shifting sides, using both sides of the board when you have a space advantage. This is very, very classic. I played knight b4, c5 best, and now again knight h4. Phew, I have to do knight h4. C takes b4. f4. His knight is not approved by Samuel Reshevsky for putting pressure on the white center. He has a kind of Uber driver knight on d7. Maybe trying the hippo or something. That's not so easy for me to judge. So I did this, which I thought was good, but it's not. Black's absolutely fine after this. Wow. Man, I would never have thought like the computer would say black is better here. Equal I will accept, but better? Wow. Man, I knew rook c1 was a mistake. I still can't believe that black is better, according to the engine. b3 is okay. This is bewildering. I mean, wow, he's better. Well, that's the permission slip, Masturbate. Can we trade our bishop for a knight? Apparently not. The computer doesn't like it. Anyway, guys, we'll be back tomorrow night with analysis stream. Please submit your games. Any donations to the stream appreciated. Masturbate, thank you for donating, sir. We're almost to our donation goal for next week's tournament. Hopefully we make it by Sunday simul. My last stream before tournament. So, I will see you guys later. Have a great night. Thanks, Mr. Coffee, for being our moderator. And congratulations, Dimitar, second place, Nefedov, third. Good tournament, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night for the subscriber stream. You can submit the games directly to me. Laters.